One.
I want you guys to take a second and think about it. What's the weirdest dish that you've eaten lately, and where was it from? Was it from a country that's really far away? What if I told you that some of the most interesting, seemingly odd food can be found right here in America's backyard? Think about it. A plate of baked alligator, red beans, a little bit of rice, and a nice seasoned side of deep fried frog legs. This is not a normal dish here in the Northwest, but down in the southeastern part of the United States, in a place I like to call Louisiana, this is very normal, and this food is called Creole or Cajun food. Creole or Cajun is a mix of spices and even more soul. The style of cooking is known as Creole or Cajun, depending on who you're talking to, but according to NewOrleansOnline.com, Creole refers to the food from the area that uses tomatoes while cooking, and Cajun refers to the food of the area that does not use tomatoes. Simple discrepancy that can be taken pretty far depending on who you're talking to. Creole refers to a group of people that have emigrated from all around the world to come to a specific spot here in Louisiana for a number of reasons, which I will get to later on in the speech. But it represents a long-standing culture spanning back 250 years. This cooking style helps define a rather large part of the southeastern region of our country, and by understanding the food, we can understand the culture. By teaching you the meaning of Creole food and where it comes from, and what it means traditionally to those who cook it, I hope to not only bring Creole food styles to not only your table, but to your hearts. During this speech, I'm going to go over 3 different parts that make up the Creole food and the Creole culture as a whole. Creole culture, and particularly its food, are a unique addition to America's history and ethnic background. Creole food bringing together many different histories of culinary styles from all over the world. And Creole food keeping alive generations of music and culinary traditions of an area. Let's start off with teaching you guys a little bit about what Creole is and what it means. The term Creole has been used to define several different ethnographic backgrounds of people that inhabit and have inhabited the area that makes up land masses surrounding the Gulf of Mexico. That's this region right in here. Referring to the descendants of French and Spanish settlers during the 1700s and early 1800s, though the term has a dense historical background, for this project I am informing you mainly about all the subsect of Creole people that inhabit the southern border of our nation, on the northern rim of the Gulf of Mexico. One of the most distinctive aspects of this culture is their unique style of food. The Cajun or Creole, depending on who you ask, food relies heavily on spices used by the indigenous of the area, mixed with primarily traditional French cuisine. This cultural concoction leaves us with a meat, beans, and rice-heavy rich food that pushes the usual ethnic boundaries of what we like to call American foods. New Orleans being the traditional capital of this food, Baton Rouge being a close second. Creole culture brings us a lot more than just food to the American spotlight. They're also responsible for much of the influence of the musical revolution that is known as jazz. The jazz wave was brought on by an important subsect of Creoles known as the Creoles of color. The Creoles of color are people of African descent whose cultures and values intermix with the other members of the area over the years. There are many different ethnographic backgrounds that come into play in the southeastern part of the United States. You have a lot of people of African descent coming from roots of slavery, and as the slaves were freed, people continued to inhabit the area. French people moved down from Nova Scotia in the early 1700s as the French colonized the northern parts of North America, and also the French also inhabited the parts of South America. In 1795, the French left Haiti, pushed out by Toussaint Louverture during the slave uprising of Haiti, and most of them emigrated to Louisiana. This is where you get all the French influences of the area. The mainly French-derived food has so many traces worldwide due to its interesting history and coming to be. As mentioned in the history of what Creole is, it is a food that was created when the French moved in and colonized the southeastern corner of the United States. Focused mainly, according to the original people.org, in an article about French imperialism. The French colonists moved into the area when Toussaint Louverture began his military career as a leader in 1791, slave rebellion of the French colony of Saint-Domingue. As well as coming from the Caribbean, other French settlers moved down from the north from Nova Scotia, bringing with it Native American practices that they picked up along their long path getting to the southern parts of the United States. Cool. Now we know where it's from. Now it's time for the most important part, the cultural significance. Keeping up with the tradition of cooking Creole foods keeps people culturally connected to their ancestral heritage, while also working as a billboard to bring other people into the rich heritage. The food is as culturally important to the people practicing it as other Creole creations, like the incredibly loved musical stylings of jazz. According to LouisianaFolkLife.org, the Creole foods are what make Creole culture so unique in America. To bring it all back around, I'll let you guys know about the Creole culture, in particular its food, and how unique it is in American history and ethnic background. Creole food bringing together many different parts of histories of culinary styles from all over the world, and Creole food keeping alive the generations of musical and culinary traditions of our area. Creole food truly is a unique style of food that has immense history and its origins. Next time you're at a restaurant that serves Creole food, make sure to get the frog legs.